Hey guys, welcome to Shadow Skull Studios. It's Raven Wolf. We're back with another Friday deck list. This is a deck I've been wanting to build for a while. I just didn't know how to build it or how to really go about building it. Because I really like the way the commander of this card looks, just aesthetically in the card art. So I was like, yeah, I'll build around it, stuff like that. If you enjoy my content, guys, please like and subscribe, or comments down below help out the YouTube algorithm. This deck list is going to be a Dimir reanimator deck. So it's going to be a lot of dirtling. I've tested it around. Mana curve is a little wonky because it has a bunch of stuff that you just want to throw in the graveyard. And it has a bunch of mana sink cards that let you just throw stuff in the graveyard. Yeah, because we have a 2-mana 5/8 commander, so nothing too obnoxious. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Commander is the Ancient One. Descend 8. It can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. So Bajuka Bog just screws us over. We can pay 2 blue and a black, draw a card, discard a card. When you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. So we're probably want to mill ourselves, but we also could mill our opponents, stuff like that. And there's some things we could do with our opponent's graveyards, but not a lot. Going to our battles, we have Battle of Amonkhet. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 3. Then each opponent discards a card, and then you draw a card. So if we flip it over, we get Convert. Enters a copy as any creature, except it's a 4/4 black zombie, in addition to its other types. So we can get a clone of something. Our first Planeswalker is Kaido Shizuki. At the beginning of your instep, if enter battle this turn, he phases out. Draw a card, then discard a card unless you attack this turn. -2, create a blue ninja. This creature can't be blocked. You get an emblem whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a blue-black creature card, put it in the battlefield, and shuffle. So if we ever get to this part, which hopefully we're only doing the +1, we can just oops some big creatures out. Liliana the Veil, make everybody discard. Nobody has a hand except maybe us. Make target player sack a creature so we can stop the Voltron players. And the -6, we're never really going to get to. People are going to kill her. They hate Liliana. But we could probably halfway board wipe one of our opponents. Teferi Master of Time, he's going to make us accelerate draw cards and fill our graveyard. Or we can make a creature we don't control phase out. And the -10, take 2 extra turns after this one. That one I don't really care about. I mostly care about the first ability. Going into our creatures, we have Aklazot's Deepest Betrayal. Flying Lifelink. Whenever each attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, we make a bat. And when it dies, flip it over. And then basically it turns to a land tapped for black. And then we flip it over if a player has 1 or fewer cards in hand. All-Seeing Arbiter lets us draw 2 on attack or ETB, and then discard a card. Whenever we discard a card, we can lower our opponent's creature power. Ancient Silver Dragon basically is going to let us draw a bunch of cards. So hopefully we can find ways to interact with our graveyards or do other stuff. April, mostly just going to be card draw, and she discards. Arcanist will draw us 3 cards. Archfiend Ifnir, since we're going to be discarding cards, we can hopefully one-side board wipe our opponents. Auton Soldier is going to be a clone that has Myriad. Baleful Strix is a draw card, flying Death Touch. Body Double enters as a copy of any creature in a graveyard, so that we can do some real shenanigans there. Bog Witch is going to be a mana dork, and that lets us discard. Bone Miser, since we're going to be discarding, we're going to get some value. If we discard a creature, we get a 2/2 zombie. If we discard land, 2 black. And if we discard a non-creature, non-land, we draw a card. Kitsumi Aberration, we're going to be milling our opponents. So yeah, this one's just going to be a big beatdown creature. Diamond Lion will let us discard our hand for 3 mana that we can put towards activating our commander's ability. mostly just to fill our graveyard. Diplomatic Escort, we can discard cards to counter spells or abilities that target a creature. Dreadwing Scavenger, draw a card, discard a card, and it can get bigger with Death Touch later on. Whew, sorry, I'm tired. Eevee Fry, basically is going to be drawing us a card, discarding a card, and make something unblockable. Fairy Artisans, mostly just a really good thing that whenever our opponent has a non-token creature in the battlefield, we get to make an artifact copy of it. And then Frost Titan is going to let us tap down our opponent's permanents. And it basically has Ward 2 that doesn't trigger. Gix, card draw, and then we can discard our hands and basically start casting off the top of our opponent's decks. Grave Titan is going to be making us bodies. Hostage Shaker is removal that we can also cast while we remove. Hostile Instigator is basically going to let us make some clue tokens to when our opponents discard cards. Jace's Archivist, basically it's going to be a wheel. Jingataxis, make our opponent have to discard their hands on the end of their turns, and then we get to draw 7. Lazav Mastermind is going to be a clone. Lazav, the Multifarious, is going to be a clone. And Lazav Wearer Faces, basically is another graveyard clone. So yeah, any of those loves that were like graveyard clones I put in the deck. Likeness Looter is a clone, and it draws a card and discards a card. Notion Thief, basically to go with Jace's Archivist, stop our opponents from drawing cards. That's going to be kind of the evil combo here in this deck. Overlord of the Baelmerk puts cards in our graveyard, and we get to get some recursion. Overlord of the Flood Pits draws cards and discards cards. Phyrexian Obliterator, it's just a big creature that hopefully we can make our opponents want to block or activate a Blasphemous Act on. Sephiroth is kind of a board wipe. It kills our opponent's little stuff and it gets bigger. Spark Double, another clone. Starving Revenant, basically it's going to be card draw, and then it's going to be like the freaking Prowler. Every time we draw a card, opponents lose life, we gain 1 life. Elkenbach is another legendary creature that he's just a pet card in the deck, but I did want to build a deck with him as the commander, because he's just a commander that can basically come back twice before you have to cast him again with the commander tax. Valgavoth, since our commander will let us also mill our opponents off of us drawing cards and discarding cards, we can steal them with Valgavoth. Vren the Relentless, since we have ways to kill our opponent's creatures, he's essentially going to make us some bodies. Dark Deal is a group wheel. Living Death, Mass Graveyard Recursion. Living End, Mass Graveyard Recursion. Reanimate, base of Recursion. Rise of the Dark Realms, Mass Graveyard Recursion. For our instance, we have Counterspell, Pongify for removal, Rapid Hybridization for removal, and Twin Cast just for some shenanigans. For artifacts, we have Alter Dementia for mill, Arcane Signet for Mana Rock, Ashnod's Altar, Chaos Wand. So since we don't have a lot of instant sorceries, we can basically start casting our opponents. Decanter of Endless Water for no max hand size and Mana Rock. Portal to Phyrexia is removal and it's graveyard recursion. Soul Ring is a good Mana Rock. Thought Vessel, no max hand size, Mana Rock. And Inventor's Journal, no max hand size, and its life gain. For enchantments, we have Animate the Dead, which is... I cannot speak today. Graveyard Recursion, Dance of the Dead, Graveyard Recursion. Teferi's Ageless Insight is going to give us some extra card draw. Necromancy for Graveyard Recursion. Ninja Teen is going to be Graveyard Recursion, because we're going to try and level it up to sneak our stuff onto the board. Waste Not, since we have some stuff to make our opponents discard, like Jace's Archivist, Dark Deal, stuff like that. In Liliana, we're going to try and get some value. Alright, for lands, I kept it pretty simple. Clearwater Pathway, which is a flip land. Command Tower. Darkwater Catacombs for filter. Drowned Catacomb for a dual land. Evolving Wilds for a tutor. Exotic Orchard for a multi-land. Gloomlake Verge for a dual. 10 Islands. Morphic Pool as a dual land. Shipwreck Marsh as a dual land. Sunken Ruins as a filter land. 10 Swamps. A Tainted Isle as a dual land. Temple Deceit as a tapped dual land that lets us scry one. And Water Grave for our shock. So yeah. Pretty easy deck. I chose all the arts that I would like for the deck. So it's like $1,800. Let's go ahead and play test the deck. We're going to keep 2 land hands we can usually try and do some shenanigans with. We'll draw a card for turn. Put down a Morphic Pool. Next turn, Swamp, Commander. Boop. Next turn, Evolving Wilds. Evolving Wilds we're going to crack. And we're going to go grab an island and put it in the battlefield tapped. And then for 2 mana, we'll activate EV Fry. There we go. Next turn, islands. Let's go ahead and activate our commander. We're going to draw a card, discard a card. I think we're going to discard Grave Titan. And then we're going to make ourselves mill for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we have Lazav. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 permanents. It's pretty good. Turn 5. Oof, not so great. Not so great, but that's fine. Instead of our normal shenanigans, let's go ahead and hybridization. No. We're going to pay 1. Activate EV Fry to draw a card. Now we're going to discard. We're going to discard Sephiroth. We're going to make our commander unblockable. Now we're going to swing for 8. There you go. We swing for 8. Unblockable commander. Second main, let's activate Necromancy. Alright. And then we're going to take... Valgavoth as the creature. There you go. So now we have some life gain. Next turn, still not a lot of lands, so let's just go ahead and activate our commander. We're going to draw a card, discard a card. Let's discard Upkenbach, and we're going to mill an opponent for 5, and we're going to steal those cards. And then we'll go ahead and we'll swing Valgavoth. Let's play that creature as though it's not played. We'll swing Valgavoth to gain 9 life. Alright, next turn. Not great. I need a land. So let's just go ahead and Pongify an opponent, Hybridize an opponent, and then we'll cast Diplomatic Escort. And then we'll see if we can cast some of our opponent's stuff. So yeah, we have a board. We're doing some shenanigans. Let's go ahead and restart. Pretty keepable hand. We draw for turn 1. Evolving Wilds. We have an island and a Clearwater Pathway, so I'm just going to go grab a basic swamp. Next turn, Clearwater Pathways and Islands, Ancient one. Next turn, Swamp. Exile a card from a graveyard whenever you sacrifice a clue. Comes a copy if our creature exiled with it. Okay, so what I think I want to do. Let's take our Swamp back. Let's put down an Island. Let's activate Overlord of the Baelmerk. So he's going to get 5 counters. We're going to mill 4. Wow. Nothing we can take away. But that is 4 permanents in our graveyard, which I'm okay with. We don't get to return anything. We go to our end step, remove a counter. Turn 4. Play a Swamp. Let's cast... Nope, can't cast that one. Let's cast Fury. And then we're going to go ahead and add a little counter to draw a card. And then we're going to discard. Let's discard Phyrexian Obliterator. And then we go to our opponent's turn. We do it again. Add a little to counter. Draw a card. Let's discard. Let's discard the Arbiter. Other opponent's turn. We draw a card. Discard a card. Ancient Silver Dragon. I just lost a counter. And goes back to our last opponent's turn. Add a little to counter. Draw a card. Discard a card. Let's discard Lazav. It does not matter. Then it goes to our turn. We're going to play a Swamp. And we're going to go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and activate Fury. We're going to draw a card again. Discard a card. Notion Thief. And then we're going to activate Living Death. So we activate Living Death. We're going to get all of... We have to sacrifice our commander. So let's put our commander back in the command zone. Sure. Then... View all. Notion Thief. Lazav. And we'll exile one of our opponent's creatures. Ancient Silver Dragon. Arbiter. Obliterator. There you go. So that's good turn 5. I would say. And turn 6. Let's just go ahead and at that point just recast commander, leaving an island untapped. And then we'd be filling our hand and graveyard again. But basically then we just go full swing. Because swing, and then swing, and then on attack we draw 2 cards and discard a card. At this point, I would say this one's okay to get rid of. Hoping for a land, honestly. But yeah, so this deck can be pretty good about filling your graveyard and then trying to do stuff. That is a bad hand. We mulligan that. We'll keep it just because I think it's funny. We're going to draw a card. We're going to turn 1, Morphic Pool, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet. Next turn, cast Commander and cast a Thought Vessel. Next turn, Watery, and it's play tapped. That's fine though. I don't care. We are now going to... We can. We are going to tap Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and our land to tap our commander. we're going to draw a card. We're now going to discard a card. We're going to discard Diamond Lion. And then we're going to mill 2 more. I'm okay with that. Next turn, we can do it again. Tap our commander. We're going to draw a card. Then we're going to discard that, and we're going to mill 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like it. Now we're going to tap 1, and we're going to cast Reanimate. Reanimate is then going to target Bone Miser? No. Yes. And we're going to lose 10. Which I'm fine with. Now we go to our end step and we're going to draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have no max hand size. Turn 5. Play our second land for the game. I think we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Considering we started this with a 1-land hand, Soul Ring, and Arcane Signet. So, alright. Do I have any other reanimates in my hand right now? I think the answer is no. So, the answer now becomes, what do I want to do? Let's go ahead. We'll tap this and a black for a waste knot. And then we have 1 colorless floating. You and you for decanter. And with 3 mana, with that 3 mana, we'll cast Invasion. So each player mills 3. 1, 2, 3. Then each one discards a card, and then we draw a card. Here, we're all tapped out. Boop, boop, boop. That's not what I wanted to happen. What the frick here? I'm missing something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's 5. It's 6. I'm missing 1. Why is it under there? It's whatever. I have another mana rock. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do 1 more. We'll keep. We're going to draw a card. Swamp. Turn 2. Swamp. Thought Vessel. Next turn. There we go. Morphic Pool. When we'll cast Hostile Investigator, and we make target opponent discard a card, and then we are going to make a clue token. Next turn. Clearwater. Blue. Here, we'll do blue-black. No, I want that filter land for something else. We'll do the ancient one. And with 3 mana, let's go ahead and do Bog Witch. There we go. I like that. Next turn. We're going to tap a black. Tap Bog Witch. We're going to discard Frost Titan to get 3 black mana. So then 1, 2, 3. We're going to... No. With 1 black mana, we're then going to cast Phyrexian Obliterator. And then we're going to cast... Oh, we make another clue token. And we're going to tap... Frick. Tap 3 mana. We're going to crack a clue token to draw a card. And we're going to cast reanimate. On the reanimate, we're going to get Frost Titan onto the battlefield. And at that point, I'm going to start tapping down my opponent's lands or their creatures or their mana dorks. So I'm going to say turn 5 with this deck is pretty fun. Though you really have to be careful what you discard and what you're willing to tool with. Turn 6. Resolve. That's pretty good. Oh, we also lost 6 life. I better do that to the reanimate. Alright. So now what we're going to do... You... Activate Commander. We're going to draw a card. We're going to discard a card. We're going to discard April. And we're going to make ourselves mill 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. So next turn we can do a Resolve and turn him into a freaking Ancient Silver Dragon. Though we could have also done it this way, because we could have done black, then the blue, and you to discard our counterspell, and then made another clue token. No, we only do it once per turn. Alright, anyway. To activate our commander, and then with that, then we can cast Resolve. Next turn. Not so great, but it's whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the deck, and I will see you guys again next time.